Hello, everyone, and welcome to Heart Center Connection on this Wednesday evening. My name is Jay Dubois, and this is Winnie Chan Wang. I am the co-founder with my dear Winnie Chan Wang of the Heart Center, and I am a professor, anthropologist, and head of the Human Capacity Project, where we investigate our human capacities. Really excited about this project. I have more to talk about in weeks to come. But let's talk about Heart Center Connection. The Heart Center is a loving community where we encourage you to share your strengths and your challenges with total freedom and total authenticity. And last week, we looked at our ears, our eyes, and our mouth. We explored some of these connections that we have. And this week, we're going to look at one connection in particular, one capacity, I should say. And that's our peripheral vision. So the reason I'm wearing, you may have noticed that I'm dressed a little differently than I usually dress tonight. And the reason is, I've actually been trained in this capacity through martial arts. I have a history practicing martial arts. This belt is earned, whatever you think of belts. And one of the things that we take for granted in our lives is our ability to sense what's at our periphery. But it's really important. Now, what this capacity to perceive what is at the edge of our vision really helps us navigate through life. And we take this capacity for granted, but it can actually be trained. And this is one of the things that we do here at the Heart Center. We're training our fields, we're training our body and our mind to sense the field and even be able to modify the field. And so through meditation and through connection, every single one of us can learn this capacity. And we're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to look at examples of it, and we're going to practice it. But before we do, I want to say that it may seem to you like, wow, Winnie is just amazing. She's brilliant, and everything that comes out of her mouth is very wise. And wow, she's really beautiful. And like, I could never be like Winnie, right? Or maybe you look at me and you think, wow, he seems really smart. And, he seems put together, or whatever you think, right? But in fact, 10 years ago, I was an angry carpenter in an unhappy marriage, not really sure where I was going to go. So, and there were times in the past where Winnie was crying for 3 hours at a spell because of the pain in her body and how despondent she was about the possibilities around that. So the first thing I want to say is that we have been there. We teach these practices, and we know a bit about perhaps Taoist wisdom and different wisdom transmissions. But this has all been learned and has been deliberately sought after by both of us. So because maybe you see people in front of you that don't look very close to where you are, there's no reason to think that this possibility is not available for you. So actually, Winnie, if you would, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about what inspired this topic and what drew you and I actually to this topic.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Connection. If the team can show me who's online so I can give everybody a warm welcome, everybody in person and also on Zoom. So I am a really big nerd. Jay, maybe you can say hello for me because you're closer to.
Sure, I will say hello. So we have online, we have Bettina. Hi, Bettina. We have somebody with honor HEYW9. We have Jean Ortiz. We have Shelly. We have Veronica. And happy birthday, Veronica!
Woo!
And we have Yvette Gibbs.
Oh, nice. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Really, really love you. I think before I tell a story, let's start by singing a song to set the field, okay? Because at the end of the day, whatever that I say, whether it's in English and Chinese, is at best 20% of what the value of heart center connection is. The other 80% at a minimum is the feel, the vibration of love. So just to set the stage, and if you can join me, I'm looking for if there's a musical instrument close by, but maybe we did such a good job.
Do you want a drum?
Okay, sure. How about you drum my thing?
Okay.
Okay, so this one is called Really, Really Love You, Everyone. And so I want you to put one hand over the heart and one hand over the lower abdomen. And just imagine that you're singing Really, Really Love You, Everyone for everybody in person and online. And you're receiving really, really loved by everyone in person and online. Just imagine this is the entire cosmos, that every single soul loves you and you love every single soul. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, yeah, okay. So you see my team is really awesome. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Now we're going to change really, really love my heart. Because here at the Heart Center, before we have any love to give to anyone else, we start with self-love, right? So we're going to sing Really, Really Love My Heart. 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 Really love my heart. Really love my heart. And now we're going to sing Really, Really Love Your Heart, right? Because now that our heart is charged to 100%, now we can really love your heart. And it doesn't matter if you're a doctor or you're a teacher, you're an assistant, it's like we really, really love your heart. Okay, let's do it. Really, really love your heart. Really, really love your heart. Really, really love your heart. Really love your heart. Really love your heart. There's a comment. Ooh, can you tell me what the comment says?
Sure.
Thank you, Chloe.
It's from Yvette Gibbs, who says, "Happy birthday to our dear Veronica." You want to give a shout out to Veronica?
Yes, yes. Everybody, let's sing happy birthday to Veronica. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Veronica. Happy birthday to you. Yay, thank you, Chloe. Okay, so that's how we roll. We basically just show up to have a good time.
It's always a jam session at our house, it seems like.
It's because singing makes the life better, you know?
It does, it's true.
So when I went to acupuncture school, I had a teacher who teach Tuina, which is a very special Chinese massage, soft tissue manipulation technology. And his name is Professor Li Mingdong. Did you have the same professor?
Yes.
Okay. So did he make you sing?
No.
Oh, he did?
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, when we would do the little swaying motion.
See, so when I was taking Professor Li Mingdong's class, every time we were doing Tuina, we were required to sing while we're working on the patient, you know?
Oh, wow.
Because the patient has a lot of pain, right? So when we sing, we're actually allowing our heart energy to come onto the patient. So yeah, actually the best part of heart center connection is definitely the singing and the dancing and all the good times that we
Yeah,
have.
it's the things that we didn't plan.
Yes, okay. So wanted to share a little bit about this topic. So I'm a really big nerd and I subscribe to a lot of podcasts and newsletter. And Kalika Yap, she is been an EO member for over 16 years. So EO is where you are an entrepreneur that makes a minimum 1 million in revenue. And she's just one phenomenal of a woman because her dream is to help as many women become revenue making women, and she wanted to create 1 million jobs. And I just really inspired because if you haven't already, you might want to subscribe to her newsletter. But basically, she reads a lot, and I think the smartest thing I ever did is subscribe to her newsletter because I don't have time to read those really thick pages, but I have time to read her newsletter. And one of the newsletter was this topic of peripheral awareness. And she talked about how taking self-defense class changed her life because as an entrepreneur, you know, it doesn't matter you have a black belt, you may or may not know someone's going to attack you from behind, right? So I want everybody to picture Bruce Lee. There's 8 people trying to take him down. So it's like he has 8 pairs of eyes that can be aware of where the kicks and the punches are coming from. But the idea of a self-defense class is, as a woman, you know, you don't know where the perpetrator is coming to you. You know, obviously, they probably are not gonna like come to you face front. They probably want to attack you from the back, right? So this self-defense class basically teaches you how to have the awareness that someone is lurking or following you and how to respond when you're being attacked from the back. So I thought about, okay, in a real life situation, we might have to watch out, okay, who's talking about me behind my back, who is betraying me in business. But what about the self-sabotage? What about the times when I sneak up on myself and I try to hijack myself? So this is where the topic come about because as we practice, before we have love to give to other people, we practice self-love, right? Before we practice defense against an external perpetrator who's gonna punch me or kick me, is that we want to practice defense against the inner troublemaker, right? So this is the topic of discussion. And the idea is that we don't master by avoiding it. We don't master by having anxiety about it. We master by spending time and sitting with the darkness within us. And something that really resonated. So everybody knows J-Lo, okay? And she said that since she was in her 20s, she was always busy with work or she was always dating. So either she had a boyfriend or a husband. And as everybody know, she recently went through a divorce. And she took an entire year off. She didn't work and she didn't go on to find another man because she really wanted to take the time to sit with herself And she said this, taking this whole year off of sitting with herself, getting to know herself, was the best return on investment, because now she's very comfortable with herself. Imagine, like, she's actually happy with herself for the first time in her life, right? So that's what we practice here at the Heart Center. We practice the ARC. A is aware. Okay, which aspect of my shadow is coming up right now? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it shame? Is it grief? Is it stress? Is it insecurity? Is it scarcity? So it's like A is practicing the awareness. What's creeping up behind me? And then step 2 is we do the practices to release it. And then step 3 is we choose a different conversation to have a different outcome. Now, today I had a client. She said, Winnie, I know about mantras, I know about manifestation, but that doesn't seem very authentic to me. For example, if I say I am thin, I'm thin, I'm thin, I'm thin, but I look at myself, I don't feel thin. Anybody can relate to that, right? Like, let's say you want to lose weight, and then you chant, I'm thin, I'm thin, or I'm thin. Or maybe you're trying to pass some exam and you're like, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart. But then you're like, wait, but I didn't pass. I failed so many times. Like, it feels like not authentic when I chant, I'm smart or I'm thin. And so can you relate to this question? Like, why we chant something when it doesn't feel true? Okay, so now I tell you a story. So my teacher, Dr. and Master Jigang Sha, he is trained in Western medicine, Chinese medicine, and a world-renowned healer. And one time, I saw with my own eyes that he helped someone with pancreatic cancer recover. Now, for those of you who know, pancreatic cancer is the deadliest cancer. Usually people don't last more than 1 month. So what did my teacher do? He wrote pancreas, perfect, healthy, good. And for 2 hours, we chanted pancreas, perfect, healthy, good. Now you might say, Winnie, but the image shows this person has cancer and probably will die statistically, historically, in 1 month. But see, do you want to be right that the person has pancreatic cancer and likely to die in 1 month? Or do you want the outcome that pancreas is perfect, healthy, good? So this is why the C is important and how Heart Center is unlike most places. Because most places just tell you, okay, inhale, exhale, okay, release, okay, make peace, okay, have compassion. But here we tell you the extra step, which is choose the positive. Okay, even if you don't like the number on the scale right now, you're gonna love the number on the scale, because you're not gonna lose weight by hating where you are. You're gonna lose weight by loving where you are. You're not gonna pass this test by hating that you failed 4 times. You're gonna pass the test because you love that you have failed 4 times, and each time you have rise above, and you love your consistency, you love your resilience, and each time you rise above the situation, right? So everyone, this is not the Winnie and Jay Talk Show. So if you have a question about the topic of awareness or some aspect of your shadow that you want to release, please unmute, go on camera, tell us, come up, and then we will process. Because what? Heal one, heal all. Guess what? What's in one person is in everyone, okay? Nobody is immune to anger, shame, fear, guilt. We all have it. So who's brave and wants to share? Okay, let's hear.
Great, thank you. Just give us a second to
Hi,
get you up on
Winnie.
screen
Hi,
here.
Jay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, can I go now?
Please,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Yvette Gibbs, out here in Jersey, New Jersey. And I had a conversation earlier this week with the gentleman that I invited to attend tonight, and his name is Raymond James. And sorry, Raymond James, got to do this for Jay's sake. But Raymond James is a Hall of Fame martial artist,
Oh, wow.
and he's been helping me to connect with my body when my anxiety starts to cut up. And we had a conversation earlier this week, and I was noticing that the anxiety was showing up for me. And he kind of helped to talk me through it. And I realized that I was bullying myself. So that critic, that internal critic, it helped me to recognize that in some instances I can be my own gremlin. So being able to work through that with Raymond James was essential in me being able to master my thoughts in the moment. So I want to share that because it helped me to recognize that my anxiety is self-induced, and I'm better for now having that awareness. So
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now? Hello, check.
yes, now I
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. Sort of technical difficulty there for a moment. So, yes, I was going to say that this is also my story. My self-judgment drives my anxiety. I discovered the same thing at some point. And I certainly wish I had discovered it sooner. But there's a couple of things that I'm sure Raymond has started to share with you eh, that really can help us with this, right? So step one is what Winnie and Yvette both talked about, which is monitoring, becoming aware of our own thought processes, our own internal enemy, and when our enemy is sneaking up to strike at us. Now, I'm going to take this into martial arts for a moment to help illustrate what we're talking about with this self-defense helping develop our peripheral awareness. So when we fight, when we spar, we're taught to point our eyes not at the other person's eyes, but beneath their shoulders, like around this area. Because if I concentrate here, first of all, it's very easy to be distracted by someone's eyes. Second of all, we tend to want to focus very intensely on one spot. Now, this is the judge. The judge wants to focus intensely on what it thinks is wrong. But in fact, if we pull away from that intense focus, we start to become aware of what's going on here, what's going on here, what's going on over here, what's going on over here, right? So a really good opponent can quickly come around to your side and attack you from there. So basically, your job in a fight is to sense what's gonna happen next. And of course, no martial artist is psychic that I know of, or actually maybe perhaps some martial artists are psychic, but this is not a psychic ability. It's training our awareness to loosen. What do I mean by this? When we focus intensely on one spot, just our physical vision changes. It narrows, literally, right? We have really strong coverage in the center field of our vision, and we have much weaker coverage outside of that. And so we're really good at focusing on this one thing. And so for example, I don't like the way I do X. I don't like how angry I get. I don't like my weight. I don't like whatever it is, right? And by focusing on that thing, we magnify that thing. Our attention is magical. It really is. And we can really empower ourselves and we can really disempower ourselves. So I would first of all encourage you, if you're going to focus intensely, focus on the positive, not the negative, because you're going to magnify whatever you focus on intently. But if you want to sense what's going on around, then we relax our perception. We look away from the eyes and we open our field of vision more, and we become more, we work on our kinesthetic sense, our proprioception, right? So I become physically able to feel when someone else is getting close to my, getting into my field. So I want to give you an example, and Chloe, if you can set up the camera. Chloe and I set this up earlier. So I'm just going to stand here. I'll face the camera. I guess, Chloe, we can just keep the camera here, and we can come from the same place because my eyes will be closed. All right? So I'm going to stand here with my eyes closed, and Chloe's going to come into my field of perception. Actually, it could be anyone. So I'm going to close my eyes. Actually, not Winnie, because Winnie is too familiar to me. So I might not sense you coming into my field until you get really close. And then I'll be like, oh. But anyway. Just leave it, Chloe. It's okay. You don't have to have the perfect shot. It's fine. I'll step back a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we're going to do this exercise. Okay. I'm going to stand here. Chloe's going to walk very quietly. I'm just going to raise my hand. Now, in a martial arts scenario, I would defend myself and Chloe would attack me, but we're not going to do that because Chloe's not a martial artist. So Chloe, whenever you're ready. Okay, so I kept my eyes closed, and what I did was I literally loosened my attention so that my focus is at the edge of my field, right? And so when Chloe starts to enter my field, I feel difference at the edge of my field.
I can understand that because I too have there's a perception, right? Like someone says come close. I too understand what he's talking about because someone is standing close to you or getting closer and you start to feel I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels like something is there.
Your spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, the spidey senses, but in a different way.
Yeah. So yes, Chloe brings up a very important point. We all have this. I'm not special, except that I've spent some time training my perception.
Yes, I do have something to share about this.
Please.
Okay. So this was absolutely wild. Last night, I was driving home. It was pretty late, and I was sleepy. Very, very sleepy. And I swear to you, this peripheral awareness, even though I was really tired and my eyes somehow were open, but my brain was off, my body kicked in and saved myself from crashing into semi trucks 4 to 5 times. I am not joking. I was ooh, it kicked in, and I'm truly, 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 truly very, very grateful for this sense. So even when I don't consider myself, I was just today, we're talking about this. Last night was a very, very clear example of how strong and protective this peripheral sense can be, and how we can fine tune it to be more nurturing and protective. Is amazing. Is an amazing gift. So I'm grateful I'm here. My car is fine. Wow. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! Yeah, seriously.
Thank you so much for illustrating that, Chloe,
Yes.
because this is a truly human sense. We all have it, and we can cultivate it. And of course, we don't want to push the limits like Chloe did. But it's always useful to train it. So I'm just gonna suggest one more thing, and then we'll go back. So proprioception is our body's ability to sense without our eyes, right? So it's like if you are walking in the dark through a room, how do you know not to walk into the table? And you turn the other direction. Actually, you have senses in your body that you can train, and your balance is very informed by your proprioception. So by training your balance, you train this sense. So one of the things that we do in martial arts is put ourselves deliberately off balance as part of our movements, right? To understand our body's sense of balance. So I can put my weight out to the side and not be completely, this is my weak leg, by the way, not be completely off balance, because I know how to structure myself to maintain balance, but also because I can stretch my perception to the side. So and then of course there's close work that we can do to train our perception. But so just remember this. If you want to train this perception in yourself, training your balance is a really good way. Self-defense is also a really good way because you get more and more and more confident in. And Chloe, let's change the camera, and when you can come into, so by training close combat, we become more confident in our own ability and our sense. We develop our sense, right? So Winnie likes to say something that I think is really pertinent here, which is the bird can go to sleep on the edge of on the end of the branch, not because it's confident that the branch won't break, but because it's confident that it can fly if the branch does break. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about developing our own sense. Now, I'm talking externally. I'm talking about our body. But what Winnie was talking about, I think, is far more important to what we're doing, which is sensing when it's you, when it's part of you that's sneaking up behind you and it's about to stab you in the back.
So at this time, I would like to take this wisdom one step further. How many of you have heard of anxious attachment, avoidant, or anxious avoidant attachment, codependency, independence, interdependence? That's right, because here at Heart Center, we are the most nerdy and practical peoples in the world. And one of the ways that we practice this is by being in relationship with each other. Because how I relate to my father, my mother, my partner, my daughter, my students, my patients is actually, have you heard the phrase, everyone is your mirror?
Yes.
So basically, lots and lots of people meditate around the world, right? Lots and lots of people play sound bowls and whatnot. We in yoga have a saying, learning the postures, chanting mantra, that is practice 1.0. Being in relationship, that is 2.0.
The highest form of yoga.
Because what the word yoga actually means is the union of soul, mind, body, right? So once we have spent the time in the martial arts gym or lifting weights, doing squats, doing lunges in yoga, whatever it is your physical practices, that's only 1.0. Now, then we enter relationship. How's your relationship with your father, your mother, your partner, your patients? And so it is through these triggers, you know, what's intimacy? Intimacy is into me, you see, right? So everyone, either in a relationship sense, have anxious, which is this clinginess, neediness. Oh my God, is she looking at me? Oh my God, like, does she love me? Oh my God, she hasn't, I texted her, but she hasn't texted me back. Oh my God, is she okay? She's not home yet. Well, okay, so if your brain sounds like that, you're wondering where the other person is, how long it has been, they haven't texted you back, what's going on with them. Did I say something wrong? Okay, now then you have anxious attachment. And if you have, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to text this person. I don't want to talk to her. I think I'm just going to leave the house right now and take a walk. We call this, I want to take my ball and go home. It's like two children playing at the playground. They have the smallest disagreement. For example, who should get the ball? And then one child immaturely says, I don't want to play with you ever again. And then they take the ball and go home. So this kind is called avoidant. Now, of course, then there's the third kind, which is people are anxious and avoidant, which is, I really, really need you. How are you doing? And I don't want to see you again. Okay, so I am laughing because 10 years ago, I was in that position where I had anxious attachment. And I was always very needy, like I need to know where everything is, and very controlling. I want to know everything. Grasping, attachment. Okay, and if you're a TCM practitioner, check out spleen 9 because spleen 9 is the point that has a lot of dampness. So the person who has a lot of anxiety, you know, okay, let's take a look. Okay, so spleen 9. It's gonna. I have moxa flowers because I do moxa myself. Yeah. So if it's a very tender, that chances are you have some anxious attachment in relationships. And if you want to help, you can also book an acupuncture session and, you know, take herbs to release that dampness. Because what is dampness? Dampness is clinginess, is attachment, is stickiness. Okay, so if we eat a lot of sugar, guess what? Is sticky.
Carb.
Yeah, so if we're people pleasing, guess what? If we have people pleasing, we create dampness in our own body. We don't even need to eat sugar. Just being people pleasing, we create dampness. Okay, and then the other side is the avoidant, right? So 10 years ago, the term boundaries became popular, and I had all these girlfriends. The guy said one wrong thing, block him. I'm not going to give him a second date. And so many of these women went on to develop fibroids, endometriosis. So it's like every time we put a wall between me and that person, you know, think twice. Because every time I put a wall, I am blocking the part of you that reminds me about something shadow that I don't like about myself. Do you understand? And so,
can you repeat that, please?
Okay. So I have some girlfriends. The guy say one thing wrong, and then they block the guy, and then there's no more second date. Because a lot of women, they've been hurt before, they've been cheated on, and they don't want to have heart pain ever again. So they're very defensive, and then they have these heart walls to protect their heart from getting hurt, right? But understand that everyone is your mirror. So if you think that guy is dishonest, what does that say about you? Our teacher said if you have one finger pointing at someone, how many fingers is pointing back at you? So if you think the other person is emotionally unavailable, how many times are you actually emotionally unavailable? So know that every time people practice boundaries, they cut off their mother's because they're narcissistic or they talk too much, they're too loud. What they're really cutting off is their own Shakti, their femininity. Right? So then, you know, a lot of women, they come in, they say, oh, I have childhood trauma. My mom did this. My father did this. I have sexual trauma and this. Yes, all of those things are true. Yes, and what we get to do is open our hearts to experience love, which is what we do here at Heart Center, and then forgive the father, forgive the mother, forgive the people. Forgiving the people doesn't mean what they did is acceptable, but it means that I liberate others to free myself, right? So I liberate, forgive you, so that I don't have breast cancer, so I don't have endometriosis, so I don't have fibroids.
So why would I want to forgive those people who did those horrible things to me?
Because I want a good breast, and I want a good cervix, and I want a good uterus.
Fair enough.
Yes. Yeah, and you know, we can get more into the details, but so, you know, in yoga, if you've ever done alternate nose breathing, you know that the left side is considered the moon side and the right side is considered the sun side. And so empirically, I have found that women with breast cancer on the left side and the right side, it's different, right? Are you injured by the moon or you injured by the sun? So are you injured with your relationship with your mother or your relationship as a woman? Or you injured with, you know, a man, a father, or, you know, if you're heterosexual, a man partner, right? So it's so interesting because what we do at Heart Center is about is not just awareness. That's step one. It's accountability. I don't point my finger at anybody. I don't blame nobody. Why? Because every time I blame someone, I judge someone, how many times am I blaming myself? How many times am I judging myself? That's not good. So I don't blame or judge anybody. And then also A is allow. Allow is I allow myself to be a human. I allow myself to make mistakes. For example, I'm supposed to wake up at 3 a.m. to meditate every morning, but this morning I woke up at 5:50, so I overslept by 2 hours and 50 minutes. And I look at myself and I'm like, Winnie, do I want to bully myself using Yvette's language? Do I want to beat myself up? What is wrong with you? How come you overslept your alarm? No, I did not do that. I was like, okay, Winnie, here are your options. Do you want to beat yourself up that you overslept your alarm, or do you want to just move on and go to 6 a.m. yoga? And I said, I want to just move on with life and go to 6 a.m. yoga. So that's it. I didn't have a single what's wrong with me, you know, that kind of conversation is not helpful.
And again, if this sounds intimidating to you, if it sounds like, well, that's Winnie. Winnie can do that. And Winnie's getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning most days. But I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning most days, and I'm not like Winnie. And what I have to say about this is that Winnie wasn't like Winnie not that long ago, right? Winnie puts the work in, puts the effort in. Now, again, it's not about cracking the whip and saying, get up and get out of bed, give me 20 push-ups, whatever, right? It's not about being judgmental or angry with ourselves. It's about relieving ourselves from our own judgment. And our judgment, 9 times out of 9, not even 10, comes from other people. Our mother said, whatever, you're too absent-minded, you're too fat, you're too whatever. Our dad said, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have any common sense? Whatever. And these voices, we start to internalize them. It becomes my father's voice becomes my voice. Sounds like me. Sounds very logical. And it's there in the background. And this is why the villain that creeps up on us, this villain right here, right? is the most silent one. He's the hardest one to sense coming. And so this is why this takes even more practice than getting a black belt in martial arts.
Yeah, and I didn't even tell you part 2 of the story. So part 1 is 10 years ago with my ex-husband. I was the anxious attachment. And then with Jay, I turned 180 into the avoidant because I'm like, oh no, neediness is not sexy. I don't ever want to be anxious and calling him and be like, where are you? So then I turned into avoidant, and I just want to have a lot of space. But today I am able to have overcome those situations with this technology called Tao Light Shower. Now, I want to ask all of you if any of you have anxious attachment or avoidant attachment and want to be a demo so that you can clear your past dating karma. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to use the word karma. Clear the negative information in your past dating history so that you can have the most positive chance of having the intimacy you want in the next relationship. Oh, if you can raise your golden hand if you have anxious attachment or avoidant attachment and you want to come on camera.
So I just want to say also, while we're waiting, okay, Yvette, that sounds great. It may be that you don't fit strictly into one of these, or it may be, like me, that you have fit into both of these at different times. So that's okay. That's how it works for some of us.
So let's have Yvette say a couple words about her past dating tendency, and then we'll get started on the 10-dot wall.
Perfect.
Well, it is anxious avoidant, I would say. I mean, I don't want to give you, too much. I'm sure that I have enough content for some, really, really horrific or hilarious rom-coms, depending on how you look at it. But it's some of what Winnie had said also. Like, I am very self-aware. So I think that at times I may overcorrect. So I will sometimes carry problems from a past relationship into a future one in fear. But at the same time, I also am quick to cut off because I'm a little bit of a commitment phobe too. So does that give you enough to continue? And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, Winnie.
Thank you so much for your willingness to share, Yvette. And of course, seems natural, right? We get hurt, and so we get insecure on the one hand, and on the other hand, we can be unwilling to put up with anything, to the point where we will walk away with very slight provocation. And that makes it really hard to connect with someone. I don't know if you found that, Yvette.
Yes, I have found it very hard. And uh, after I've made the decision to move on or whatever the case may be, then it's like a cycle because the regret kicks in because I didn't trust and I couldn't get out of my head. So yeah.
So I'm so glad you said this. This is the key right here. I couldn't get out of my head. I couldn't get out of my head. And this is what's going on in not just in romance, but also in this inner voice that attacks us, right? I couldn't get out of my own attack, my own way. I couldn't get out of the way of my own fear. I couldn't get out of the way of my own judgment. I couldn't get out of the way of my own trust issues. And I'm not Certainly not any better or different. We certainly, and Winnie and I, we could go on and regale you with stories of our relationship where we came very close to ending it for these reasons of our own. Again, it was our own internal detachment from self-love and from self-trust. And especially this trust one is very, very big one for me. And it is for many people, especially if we have a history of any kind of abuse, including sexual abuse, which Winnie and I both do. So things, when you have a very highly activated nervous system, it's very easy, it's much easier to get into a conflict, right? So part of what happens is that in the beginning of our relationship, Winnie and I fought. I can't remember the last time Winnie and I fought. And it's not that we always agree. We just never get elevated about the disagreement. So the way that we have cultivated this is with this tool that you see behind me. And this tool, of course, has an actual basis, right? So what these are, they're called Tao calligraphies. And Tao is, of course, means the way. It's the way of all life. And it is everything, but it is formless and shapeless. And so what Tao calligraphy does is Master Sha, who is the creator of these calligraphies, is a Tao grandmaster who is able to tap into the field at a higher dimension level, at a higher vibration level, and put the energy of that higher vibration into these calligraphies. And what we're going to do now is we're going to connect with these calligraphies, and we're going to send this healing higher vibration energy into you to help you transform some of this relationship blockage that you're experiencing. How's that sound?
It sounds great, but if somebody shows up at my door tonight, I'm not answering.
You know what? The most important thing out of this to get is that you love and you respect yourself enough to know what is right for you and know what is wrong. And when you come from this place, when you say, well, you know, I hear what you're saying, but my heart tells me, no, thank you, right? Then there's no conflict. You don't need to get raised voice about it. You don't need to get upset. You're settled, right? When you're settled, you're settled. There's no reason to get upset. Okay, so just gonna take a moment here, connect with the field. Ooh, it's very powerful. It's very tingly tonight. It's good. So the way we do this, Yvette, is we're gonna connect you with the field by breathing the light, right? So I'm gonna cue you to start breathing. I'm gonna count to 5, and then with every exhale, we'll chant, okay? So when you inhale, visualize the light coming in to your heart and your throat, I'm getting. So we'll start with the greatest love in your heart. So, and I will direct you I will guide you where to direct the energy. And as you exhale and chant, visualize dark smoke leaving you, right? So you're seeing the light come in with every inhale and seeing the darkness go out with every exhale. And to begin, we'll chant greatest love. So let's begin. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest love. Greatest love. It's called Da-I in Mandarin Chinese. So picture the light of the greatest love going deep into the core of your heart. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest Exhale, chant. Greatest love. One more time, deeply into your heart. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest love. Good. Now check in with your heart. Feeling better, but I sense still a little bit left behind, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to keep breathing in the heart a few more times. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest love. Good. Feel yourself softening. I feel it. So let the last of this, with this one breath, focus on, as you exhale, allowing all of the remaining blockage to leave your heart. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest love. Okay, good, beautiful. I feel, so just check in with yourself for a moment here, Yvette. How does your heart feel?
It feels good.
Good, good. So now we're going to change to the throat, and we're going to change the calligraphy that we're connecting with. This is Da Fu Wu, the greatest service. So 2 things about this. One is, I can sense that in some ways your voice has been suppressed and your voice is misinterpreted when you're in relationship. So this is one reservation that you have. And then the other side of this, the flip side of this, is your service to yourself, right? So when he talked earlier about visualizing the result that we want, so as we tap into this greatest service calligraphy, I want you to visualize the relationship that serves you. So as you inhale, see the future relationship the way you know it ought to be, the right way for you. And as you exhale, see dark smoke leaving your throat. Deeply inhale. We're going to chant greatest service. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. The relationship that serves you at your highest. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. With your heart open and your voice heard, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. Good. Picture the light going into your throat and your shoulders, all the places you store tension, maybe your neck. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let it all go as you see the smoke leave. greatest service. Good, that's better. Let it lift up out of the back of your shoulders. Let it lift up out of the back of your head. Let it float away. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest service. Good, much better. One more time. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest service. Okay, beautiful. Integrating greatest service, greatest love. We're actually going to do one more calligraphy I'm getting. So I sense in the field, and it's not just you, some abdominal discomfort, an upset, something in the belly. And some people hold tension here. Certainly when we get nervous, our stomach gets upset. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but I want to help relieve it. So we're going to connect with the greatest humility, because the greatest humility is in our third chakra. So humility can take the form of, lack of humility can take the form of arrogance, but it can also take the form of extremely putting ourselves beneath other people. And so when we put ourselves beneath other people, and that's the improper place for us, then we are not serving ourselves and we're not serving the other person. So we want to have the humility not only to not be an arrogant jerk, of course, but we also want to have the humility to take the place that God has put before us. So I'm going to do the same thing, except this time you're going to visualize the energy going into your abdomen. And we will chant the greatest humility. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest humility. Really see that energy going down into your belly and swirling around. And then as you chant, see all of the negative energy leaving. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest service. Good. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. I deeply apologize. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Greatest humility. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. Good. This time, picture the light getting really, really, really intense. Pack it in very densely in your lower abdomen. And then as you chant, let go of all the darkness, all the smoke. Make sure it's all gone. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. Oh, we're doing so well. We're almost there. One more time. Deeply inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. Integrating this Tao calligraphy light wall breathing practice. Checking in with where we're at in our shoulders, in our hearts, in our abdomen, in our field, within us and without and around us. How do you feel about it?
I feel really good. What has come to the surface for me is a fear of being too much and
Mm.
taking up too much space. Um, and I feel like I've let that go. So I deserve space.
Wow, yes, you're a powerful woman. I've met you in person, and there's definitely yes, how do I put it? A power to you.
Thank you.
And of course, any man who would appreciate you would need to appreciate that power.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvette. Is there anything else that you noticed? How is the parts of your body, your heart and your shoulders, your abdomen?
They're all good. I feel like I have alignment. And yeah, I didn't expect that to come
Mm.
out of it. And I'm glad to again be aware because I do play small in a lot of different spaces. And I understand what's at the root of that. So I know what additional work and meditating I'll need to do, but this was necessary, and this is great to again be aware.
Mm. Yeah, thank you so much for your awareness. I think Chloe has something she wants to say. No. So good. Yes. So I just want to make everyone aware that tonight we focused on Yvette, and Yvette was the target of the healing. But we offer this practice 5 days a week. You can join us for this practice 5 days a week by visiting breathing.heartcenter.la. And we have a deal, a standing deal. If you bring 3 people total ever to Heart Center Connection, then you get 3 of those free. Right? They're very affordable. It's about the same as a yoga class. At the same time, we want everyone to experience this because we get so much out of it. And as Yvette said tonight, we learn about ourselves, we become clear, and we can move forward. We can have a deep revelation just inside the 10 minutes or so that we practiced together. Yvette had a major self-realization. This can happen to you. All you need to do is join us at breathing.heartcenter.la. Now, of course, it's a practice. So we can't expect that everyone is going to get these amazing results the first time. We here at the Heart Center do this every day. You just heard Winnie tell you that she gets up at 3 a.m. One of the things she does is trace calligraphy and write calligraphy, right? Because the power of these positive words, we want to magnify, right? And the power of negative words, or I should say we want to leave behind the negative words that used to have power over us. That is what we do here. So not only do we do the mindset, right? You can see that Winnie's really good at the mindset and coaching ourselves out of this. And we need this. This is a hugely important part of this. But we can't expect ourselves to do it all with our minds because it doesn't just exist at the level of our mind. It exists at the level of our soul. It exists at the level of our body, right? Winnie talks a lot about how the body keeps the score. This negative self-talk that we give ourselves goes straight into our bodies, causes weight problems, causes inflammation, causes all kinds of negative reactions depending on the nature of the negativity that we're giving. So it's really important to cleanse ourselves on a daily basis, to relieve ourselves of all of this so it doesn't build up into relationship problems or physical problems or financial problems. So strongly cannot encourage you enough to join us. That again is breathing.heartcenter.la. Look forward to seeing you there. And of course, we do this Heart Center Connection every week at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Please join us next week. Tell some friends. And if you bring 2 of them next week, then sorry, 3 of them. You're right. If you bring 3 of them, then you will get free Tao Calligraphy Light Wall practice for yourself. So we also have this weekend on Sunday a community harmony healing clinic. So if you are local in the Los Angeles area, we have a monthly clinic through our nonprofit called Compassionate Transformation Community. We are the next here. Come on, Chloe. Chloe, can you tell us a little bit about the Community Harmony Healing Clinic and show people the flyer? Oh, yeah, you do.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for attending Heart Center Connection tonight. So, our sister organization, that is a nonprofit called Compassionate Transformation Community, has a monthly acupuncture clinic. The next one is this weekend on Sunday, July 26th. It's from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. It is appointment-based. We may take walk-ins, but appointments are strongly preferred. You're able to book your appointments at tinyurl, tinyurl.com/CTC clinic. Let me come a little closer so you can see this. Oh boy, it's a little bit shiny, but again.
April, if you could please put it in the chat.
April will put that link in the chat. So it is individualized group style acupuncture by Dr. Winnie Chan Wang. And also April will be there. I'll help with check-in. April will do her beautiful sound healing harp. It's a good time. We have a little bit of a potluck, and it's a good chance to be a part of our in-person community. Also, a Compassionate Transformation Community event is our monthly men's walks. We just had one, or Jay just had one, following weekend. Our next one is August 15th. You can find out more on our website, which is lovect.net. It is lovect.net. And we also are hosting it through Meetup. So please check out our website for more information on the Men's Walk. It starts at 8 in the morning. If you have some men in your life, or you yourself are a man and you are seeking out that brotherhood, there's no pressure. You're just walking side by side and have this space to be authentic to yourself and open up to other men. It is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's like walking into the Church of Nature, basically. And don't take, if you didn't like church as a child, don't take that too literally. But it is very sacred, and it has nothing to do with having to talk about anything in particular. It's just that there's something about us coming together in nature where we can unburden ourselves with each other, and we can come to these revelations like the one that Yvette came to tonight. So again, it's really, really strongly recommend, if you're a man, to have a men's outlet. And if you would like to join us, we will be getting together on August 15th at Millard Falls. And Winnie, can you join me so that we can close out with a song again, please? Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? So every Wednesday, we have a women's group. Would you like to talk to people a little bit? You have one on. Would you like to talk to people a little bit about the women's circle? Oh, we're over here now. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's okay.
Yes, the Women's Circle is every Wednesday at 11:30 to 1 p.m. And one of the things I realized is that a lot of mothers, they drop their kids off at school, and then, of course, you pick your kids up at 3 p.m., drive them to after-school activities. So they miss out on a lot of sound baths, on healing, because weeknights are busy and weekends are busy. So we create this midweek women's circle as a way to support the mothers. You know, so many mothers I know, they feel like all they talk about is child stuff. They don't have a place to talk about adult topics. And furthermore, I also discovered that, you know, not everyone can have acupuncture all the time. And doing group session is a really low cost and effective way to leave something behind and give something to another fellow person in the circle. And so it's really a really great way to nourish yourself, be nourished, and nourish others.
Here's the flyer. Catch the QR code if you can. So, Winnie, shall we sing Really, Really Love You to close us out today? Or do you have something else in mind?
I have something else in mind. Let's sing Love, Peace, Harmony.
Okay.
And the idea really is everything starts with self-harmony, right? Yin-yang balance is the fundamental principle. 5-element balance is the fundamental principle. Heart-brain coherence is the fundamental principle. So when you get acupuncture regularly, when you practice Qigong daily, then you have the self-harmony. Self-harmony, step 1. Family harmony, step 2, right? So you have good relationship with your father, mother, partner, children. Then step 3 is harmony in your work, your community. And that is how we manifest world peace. So world peace starts with us taking accountability and starting with yin-yang balance, 5 elements balance, and your heart-brain coherence. So I just want you to close your eyes and feel deeply into your heart. So the first line is, I love my heart and soul. We're just going to repeat that line until every cell in your being is really vibrating. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. Everyone sing with me.
I love my heart and soul.
So as a collective score, 17%.
Oof.
That means that as a group, we're only loving ourselves 17%. So in fact, we're only gonna chant the first line. I don't know if we can get to 100% self-love. It's like 100% self-love means I have loved all of my anger, all of my fear, all of my shame. I love the totality of every mistake I ever made. I love, every bump, every breath
booger
I ever took, right? Exactly. Every booger I ever had. Okay, so everybody, we're going to sing this to bless ourselves and each other, to see if we can move the collective self-love score up from 17%. I love
my heart and soul.
So don't just move your lips, like really visualize the heart emoji, the smiley emoji into the billions of cells in your body. Like take it into your toes, take it into your kidneys, take it into your every vertebrae in your spine, take it into your left brain, your right brain, take it into your jaw, take it into everything, your spleen, your liver, your neck, your trapezius. You know, don't just sing it with your lips. Really vibrate everything you got with I love my heart and soul. Why? Your kidney has a heart and soul. Your toes have a heart and soul. Your knees have a heart and soul. Your blood has a heart and soul. Your tendons, your muscle have heart and soul. So really, really take I love my heart and soul into the billions of cells in your body. I love my heart and soul. And I want you to wiggle your neck, your shoulder. I love my heart and soul.
This is a really good opportunity to loosen your gaze and send your consciousness into all parts of your being at once. I love my heart and soul. 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 Okay, very good. We did it. So we are now at self-love. How do you guys feel? Unmute and let me know, how was the session today? Do you feel every inch of you, every toesies, every vertebrae is vibrating? Hearts. Thank you, everyone.
Mariana says, I love my heart and soul. Helen says, I love my heart and soul. April says, I love my heart and soul.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Love you all. Look forward to you joining us again next week for Heart Center Connection. Until then, thank you all. Love you all. Good night. Thank you. Thanks, Yvette. Good night. Great to see you. Take care, Bettina. Nice to see you. Bye. Thank you, everyone.